Setting up a Stelor motor is extremely straightforward. Here we're setting up the SR25, which does incorporate the same programming instructions as an SR22. The first thing that you would want to do is to connect the remote to the motor itself. To do that, with a multi-channel remote, you will click whichever channel you would like to add the motor to. On this occasion, we'll click channel 1, indicated by a blue light. You would then click the program button on the motor head for 1 second. The blind will then jog to indicate that's in program mode. Then click the up button on the remote control to connect the remote to the motor. Now that's done, you'll look at setting the limits. To set the limits, you'll click the S1 button at the back of the remote. The blind will jog again. You'll then move either up or down. In this occasion, it's better to set the upper limit. So you'll move to the desired location. You'll click the S1 button to set, and then you'll click the S1 button again to confirm. Every time, a jog will indicate every movement that's happened. We will then need to set the lower limit. Click the S1 button, the blind will jog. Move the blind down to the desired location. Once there, you will click the middle button to stop the blind. You'll then click the S1 button again to set and S1 to confirm. That is now your limit set and confirmed. If you would like to set a mid position, all that you'll do is move the blind to the desired location, stop the blind, click the S1 button to set, click the S1 button to confirm. Now that is all limits set. Bottom position, mid position, top position. You can continue to set mid positions up to a maximum of 4. In some instances, you need to change the direction of the motor. By that, what we mean is when you click the up button, the blind travels downwards. When you click the down button, the blind travels upwards. To fix this, all that you need to do is press and hold the middle button for 5 seconds until the blind will jog. Once the blind's jogged, you'll need to click the down button. Once you press down now, the blind travels downwards. Once you press up, the blind will travel upwards. You've changed the direction of travel. Once you've entered into any of the programming, you have 10 seconds to activate the sequence that you wish to do. Should you wish to bypass any of the mid positions, because if you just click the down button, it will stop at each position, you press and then press again, and it will just skip through all of those mid positions until it reaches that lower limit. You may wish to fine tune one of the positions that you've set, whether it be the upper limit, the lower limit, or any of the 4 mid positions. To do this, what you need to do is move the blind down to the limit that you wish to fine tune. Click the S1 button at the back of the remote. The blind will jog. You can then either fine tune it to get millimeter perfection, or if you want to make a bigger change, you can press and hold. Take it to the new location and then press the S1 button at the back of the remote. That limit has now been amended. In order to delete a limit, what you need to do is you need to move the blind to the limit you wish to delete. You then click the S1 button at the back of the remote for 7 seconds. The jog will indicate you've started the process. Keep hold of the button at the back until the blind jogs again. Once it's jogged again, you've now deleted that mid position. Up to 20 remotes can be added to one single motor. If you wish to add any remotes further than the initial remote, you can do this through either clicking the program button and the up button on the new remote. Alternatively, you can press and hold the middle button on the remote that's already connected. The blind will jog after 5 seconds. You then click up on the new remote that you wish to add. You can now see this remote will operate the blind, and also this remote will operate the blind. If you wish to just remove the remote or a specific channel from the motor, all that you need to do is select the channel that you wish to remove, or if you're on a single channel, the remote. You would then press and hold the middle button for 5 seconds to enter into program mode. the blind will jog. You then click the S1 button, the blind will jog to indicate that you've completed the action and now the blind is no longer operational. To add the remote back or add a different remote, you can click the program button. The blind will jog, click the up button, and now you've restored this channel or this remote to the motor. Any of the limits still remain, so the blind will go up to its upper limit and it will automatically stop. The memory is stored in the motor. That will only be reset if you reset to factory settings. To delete all memory from the motor and restore back to factory settings, all that you need to do is click and hold the middle button for 5 seconds. The blind will then jog. Once the blind's jogged, you'll click the S1 button at the back and hold for 7 seconds. An initial jog will take place, and then a further 7 seconds later, 2 jogs will indicate the blind has restored back to factory settings.